Tectone interviewed Destiny, and it's crazy. So we're gonna go through it. We're gonna look at some of Tectone and Destiny's talking points. Tectone's not a real political guy from what I'm seeing. He more gets like his information from his Hassan hate, and you know, rightfully so. A lot of people get their information from Hassan and how much they hate him. So it's like whatever Hassan likes, you just want to like the opposite, which is totally fair, and you should do. Because Hassan's not good. But Destiny's also not somebody that I would say is politically right in the head. So we're going to go through this. And if you don't know who Destiny is...
130 million.
I come again! Not the baby laborers. Fuck it. Fuck the dude. The firefighter guy. Fuck Trump. Fuck the people that support him. I just want you to know, okay? Just in case you're confused or it seems like I'm... you don't... Whatever. If one of you were in the crowd and you're a conservative fan of mine and you end up, you know, getting blown away or whatever the fuck, I'm making fun of you the next day.
You reposted this and you put your own words. I heard God killed those kids because they were using NordVPN, promo code Destiny, to get around the Texas porn ban. Do you think that was grotesquely tasteless thing to be posting?
Absolutely not.
NordVPN to get around the Texas porn.
How many people did my joke kill?
He's just a lunatic overall. So we're going to watch a little bit of this. And we're going to get some of this. I know that it's probably later in the episode. I don't think it's like right away. No, yeah, there's Hassan right there.
Bled over into every single part of life such that people who are traditionally not, I would say, like conservative, somehow get wound up in the entire kind of...
Everything becomes political because people have been canceled for absolutely nothing. You can't like joke around without being canceled. You can't, like, there was that whole dude who like got a couple months ago, he got a phone number at a baseball game and like the woke mob was just like, "You're a fucking piece of shit." It's like, why? Because a fucking attractive girl found a guy attractive and then they gave each other numbers, and even though he was just doing interviews like for a news stream, he gets like bullshit for that. Everything we do has become political. Every single thing.
I don't know how a human being can get properly informed on issues happening in another country while relying on people to actually give a factual representation of the acts that in the order that they occurred, without being like pushed towards a left agenda or a right agenda. And I worry so much falling down that rabbit hole, I kind of just avoid talking about topics like that altogether. Whereas like, for example, another topic that I would feel comfortable talking about is like HRT and, you know, trans kids. I don't believe in trans kids. I believe in mentally ill parents. I don't think that you should be putting HRT into your children due to the fact that these kids are like fucking 8 years old. They're 12.
Facts.
Why are you trying to, you know,
cook?
Their, you know, I guess puberty so they can become a girl better. I just think it's fucking dumb. I think that decisions like
become
that
a girl better. No,
too serious to be making at such a young age.
You don't become a girl better with HRT. You don't become a girl at all if you're a boy. You don't. You don't. And you definitely shouldn't give like anything to a child. That's just like the most common, you know, I appreciate that because it is a common sense take. He's not political and he is saying something that does make sense. Like, no, we shouldn't do that. And it shouldn't even be an option.
I outbenched Hassan, fun fact. So,
My God.
Dude made a clip the other day.
Tectone. You talk way too much about this weirdo, man. An analogy.
When you talk about like the HRT stuff in kids and people have a strong feeling about that, I mean, like we can walk down that whole route. I don't really care that much about it. But I guess my question is I feel like how do some people have such a strong opinion about that, but they're like indifferent to parents not vaccinating their kids against like the measles, and then their kids die of the measles. That's like a weird dichotomy to me.
Those two don't correlate. Letting your kid transition or like not supporting even the idea of like letting your child take HRT to transition is not the same as like, I don't want to vaccinate for the measles.
Well, I feel like there's different, wouldn't you say? Like, I feel like getting proper
Yes.
Like
vaccinations.
buddy who is like super hellbent against HRT for kids because of protection of the children and all of that, which I mean, I think that can be legit.
We don't want our kids to go to school and then be educated into an ideology that does not make sense, for them to come home, for them to tell us something that is not factual, that they learned at school, re-educating them like, no, do not listen to this. For them to go back to school with these people that are going to, again, push. And then when that kid is like super confused because their parents are telling them that's not true, and their teachers are telling them, well, if you feel this way, then maybe you are. And they're like, but my dad says, and you're like, well, your dad doesn't love you. And then like you get all these people involved. Like if you feel that way and your dad's saying no, then that's abuse. That's abuse. This is things that we have to be hardcore against. Not against fucking measles vaccine. You make that type of decision. Like when kids, like when my son was born, my kids were born, do you want to vax them? Yeah, of course. Like, because I'm a fucking normal person. I mean, like, did they need the COVID vaccine? No, I'm not going to give them the fucking COVID vaccine. People who did do that, I think you're crazy, because kids weren't like dropping like flies. But like this whole like entire like suicide rate and like all this type of problems and these are irreversible issues that kids have by going through these transitions with approved doctors giving them these hormones or stunting hormones. Like it's a different thing. So when you're like hardcore against it, it's like that's not the same as being like, I don't want to give my kid measles vaccines.
Measles. Well, all the kids have now had the measles.
So have I.
Well, I had them years ago. Looks like the Bradys are finished with the measles.
Hold it.
Well, all the kids.
Oh, Alice, you dumb broad. You stupid fuck, Alice. What a dumb fuck. Back in like even the 90s, we had like chickenpox parties. And back on like this whole subject of like, of Destiny saying like, oh, no fucking, you know, you're hardcore against HRT and you don't want to vaccinate your kids. It's like those aren't the same things. Like those aren't presented options for your child at like a doctor's appointment. Like, well, you want to get them vaccinated for like hepatitis? Want your kid to, you know, not have puberty and pretend they're a girl?
When a child's born, they want to make sure that the children doesn't get fucking the measles. But I don't think a parent has the right to say, oh, my son is a girl because they play with Barbies, when in reality they're just fucking gooners, right? And they're just like looking at the naked Barbie, but they're just like, oh no, I'm telling you, it's a woman trapped in my child's body. I know it is. They're begging to get out. We got to get them on HRT quick.
Science corrects over time, and I think parents, this is like a very sensitive conversation you have to have between parents and children and doctors and figuring it out.
No,
there's also
it's
social
not even
media
a
stuff.
question.
Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. I understand that. I guess when people's like entire political identities get wrapped up in it, that's when it starts to get weird. Kind of like
because the left makes it political. If I'm just a dad who has no political view and I say I don't want my kid to be trans and I'm not going to accept it, then you have a trans mob of people tell me I'm a bigot. You're forcing people to like the other side. There was parents in like I think it was Idaho, Indiana, some spot where like the school was allowing like this boy to change with the girls because he identified as a girl, and like people were pissed about that. And they were like, fuck no. And then they went to the school and they said something about it and they forced the girls to do it anyway with a teacher in there too, which was weird as fuck. I would be throwing hands with a school board member at that point. But when you're just simply like trying to protect the growth of your child, and then people are making this like pushing you and pushing you and pushing the envelope because they're radicalized by a certain political ideology, because that's really what it is. You're radicalized by this like other ideology. You're going to force people into like this more right-winged ideology because they're not going to back down, and they're going to seek people around them, and they're going to get allies because you have allies. You have all this thing. You're coming towards and attacking me with like a group of people, and it just becomes this like entire thing. So it's not that normal people who exist aren't seeking politics. They're not. It's the left that forces people It is the left. Like, you cannot change my mind about it because it is facts. Anything you do in life, you get attacked for it. And you could have never had an opinion on politics ever. But the second you use common sense, like Techton was saying, you have to seek backup. Like, that is like one of the things we do, is we're tribes people. We like to be part of tribes. So when you're alone on an island and you're being attacked by, I don't know, a fucking ship, you're going to hope you have people to fight back the ship. So you get put into a camp.